What up, Internet?
Hey there, camera.
This is Bumbling Tourist.
It is definitely bumbling tourists, because we're bumbling.
We're gonna reminisce some more.
About Hong Kong, which is the second country you ever traveled to, if we're not counting Canada, where you were born, and the States, which is like 15 minutes from here.
Virtually everyone from our area has visited the States at some point or another.
Japan was your first place you ever went to, and Hong Kong was the second place I ever convinced him to come travel with me.
We went to Japan in 2014, and then in 2015 we went nowhere because we got married and bought a house.
Wasted our money on those things.
Then in 2016...
It's true.
Well, you know, life's complicated. There's things that we won't talk about in this video. In 2016, we went on our second trip together.
It was our honeymoon.
You knew that I would love Japan, but you love traveling. You'd been to so many countries already. And you're like, is he just in love with Japan or will he enjoy travel? Spoiler alert, I love travel!
So this trip we flew to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, we explored Macau, which was a weird side trip on its own, which maybe we can talk about in this video, maybe in a different video, we'll see. But then we flew to Vietnam, saw Hoi An, Hanoi, Da Nang, and then went to Laos to see friends, and then went to Thailand.
Amazing. We did pack a lot into these trips.
Definitely.
So we call it a honeymoon, but I feel like most people go to like a flop and drop situation where they're at a resort on a beach or something.
There was no flopping. There was no dropping.
We were like, let's stay in the cheapest hostel and catch this train and spend this entire day moving around.
Do you remember that hostel in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
It was so expensive, but it was like literally just a little box with a bed in it.
I don't remember the price point. It was expensive?
Yeah, it was very expensive. We couldn't afford anything else.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And you were sick the whole time.
Not the whole time.
The whole time in Hong Kong. So our favorite part of Hong Kong for sure was the Tian Buddha in Nanping.
Yeah, Nanping was dope.
We took a cable car type thing up to Nanping, and that was amazing.
Yeah, it's probably worth at this point to compare, because we went again to Hong Kong at the beginning of 2020, just before COVID really got crazy.
We were there for 2 lengthy 20+ hour layovers, and to have that comparison between when we went in 2016 during Chinese New Year, the year of the monkey, and when we went in 2020 during the year of the rat, right? But that comparison, like, there were so many people in Hong Kong to celebrate the Chinese New Year, and then when we went again, there was no one. And to see that comparison for a time of year where normally it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Like if you compare specifically us taking the tram up to Victoria Hill from
Victoria Peak.
From 2016 to
we've
2020.
got footage from both years. We'll compare for you.
We were literally the only person on the, like you and me, on the tram, no one else.
No one.
As opposed to like 100 people.
Yeah, we were told when we were going up to the peak in 2016 that it was a 5-hour wait to get to the top of the hill. When we went up in 2020, we were the only ones in line. But it was almost eerie being in Hong Kong. Not almost. It was completely eerie being in Hong Kong during the beginning of COVID. I know we're going to touch on this again when we go through our Myanmar footage.
Yeah, the vlogs are coming up
but,
from our 2020 trip, for sure.
There was a lot of in-your-face type memorials to the SARS pandemic, which both Toronto, where we're close to, and Hong Kong were affected the most from SARS. There was a memorial in a park to that in Hong Kong, and I remember that really hitting me hard.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there until we came across it.
Yeah. And
to come across it during COVID just kicking off.
While wearing a mask, being terrified. We loved the Temple Night Market, which was something that we tried to go back to again in 2020, but it was
I'm unclear in 2016 what exactly, because I got really sick at the beginning of that trip, and I don't know if it was just on the flight being exposed to a lot of people, or if it was our first meal when we were at a night market, and I didn't really think to wipe down the chopsticks at the table. We went back
a second night, and the lady beside us was wiping down everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, ooh, we probably should have done
that. Because it wasn't until after that first night that I started getting sick.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason Hong Kong holds this place in my heart where like it
It's
is one of my favorite places in the
place.
world. I love that city and country. In my heart, it holds a very important place.
Yeah, I love Hong Kong.
Me too. Macau, though. We need to go back to Macau in order to make that really solidified.
We
Whether
were
or
there
not
so
we love
briefly
that.
it's not even fair to judge whether
Yeah.
we enjoyed it or not.
Again, it was during Chinese New Year, so you do have to go through customs when you take a ferry from Hong Kong to Macau. So it's like going to a new country, but we only went for like half an hour or an hour because the tickets you could get for on the ferry that go from Hong Kong to Macau, they were mostly sold out. So we had like this half hour, 1 hour window to see Macau. Like to see a whole country in half an hour is insane.
Our camera died too during that experience.
It overheated and got frozen filming.
So we'll only have some
One
pictures, I'm
clip?
sure.
2
to
clips,
show of
maybe?
that. No, there's 0 clips.
Frozen clip?
There's clips of us on the way to Macau, and then there's no clips of us in Macau.
I would love to go back there. I really
There's
would.
probably some photos there.
All
maybe.
the tiled streets and things.
Yeah. I'd like to see it again.
What's the main gate? It looked amazing.
Yeah.
We basically like jumped on a random bus, tried our best to pay for the bus in Hong Kong money because that's all we had and we only had 20 minutes. Showed up at the main square, saw the main site, jumped back on, and barely made our ferry back. And that was it. And the whole time he was like so sick.
All of the footage in Hong Kong that we shot, that we'll be showing throughout this video, is also for rat videos. At this point, when we were traveling and filming, we still weren't making vlogs.
Although at the beginning of the trip, I did say I want to specifically film some stuff. Like, I was looking up information about how to get from Laos to Thailand on a train, and there wasn't much information, and I said, I want to make a video about that so that people in the future will know. And I think we filmed a little bit with that in mind, like, sort of like a how-to, but we didn't ever make anything of that. It was all just used for your videos. And this.
Yeah. So, yeah, half of these clips will have me flapping my lips around, lip syncing to a video.
And the rest will be your back.
Yeah. But theoretically, we'll be putting some rat videos on this channel as well. Maybe.
But we'll definitely have some vlogs coming from Hong Kong in general because we were able to revisit again, as I've said before, in 2020.
The 2020 trip.
And that comparison is just eerie, and yeah, I hope we can kind of express ourselves about how we felt during that time, how traveling during COVID felt for us, even though we weren't fully aware that it was traveling during COVID, you know?
Yeah. A highlight for me on the 2016 trip was, because it was the Chinese New Year, the dragon dance, where the folks with the elaborate costumes, the dragon and tiger heads, climbing up poles and doing acrobatic type awesome things. We have quite a bit of footage of that, and I thought that was incredibly cool. I had seen that sort of thing in a lot of films. I think specifically of old Jet Li movies, films, or Fong Se-yuk. Either of them. Yeah. Once upon a time in China.
We saw the statue to Bruce Lee on this trip, which was temporarily moved from the Boardwalk of Stars as they renovated it. But then when we went again in 2020, it was put back to its now home.
It's neat how much comparison there was
For sure.
between those two trips.
Also the waterfront, like being at the waterfront for the iconic light and firework displays they have every night. And then being there again when there was nothing going on in 2020. It's like, it's neat to see it without people and tourists, but at the same time, it's not. I don't know how to express that any better than that. We also went to the Cartoon Walk of Fame both times. We have a cool comparison of those two situations. There's statues of different like cartoon characters that are famous in Hong Kong, and we got to visit that twice. As well, I've talked in great detail in these videos about my experience using Hong Kong bathrooms, which to date might be my 2 worst travel bathroom experiences of my life for ancient temple in the middle of Hong Kong called. It's really small.
Oh, I don't know.
It was the first time we really experienced those incense coils.
Oh,
from the
yeah,
ceilings,
yeah.
And like as you're walking through, the ash is falling down.
I remember you being super unsure as to where to find that, and then it was like right in front of us. You're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Remember that time I looked like Zoot?
Yeah, true.
We'll have to do a side by side.
Yeah.
Do I look like Zoot? Tell me in the comments.
Maybe with a juice box? Juice boxes are like saxophones.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and
Yeah. See you next time. We're trying to do 2 videos a week now.
We'll see how long we last, because
Yeah.
like, you know, I work a full-time and a half-time job and also make videos, so.
Yeah, and I've stopped helping her in any way.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Bubble Hears.
Yeah.
And,
Cheers.
Peace out.
Click subscribe. Click like. That's all.